I would like to see a world without drugs. There is no racism.
Peace is everywhere in the world.
There's a lot of discrimination that I face most likely at least twice every day.
For people to stop calling women property.
War is just destructive.
Future, we will not use gas anymore, but we use sunlight energy. Many factories and industries are polluting the environment.
If you're a woman and you're limited, you're like a bird in a cage.
Just stop with discrimination. It doesn't matter what color we are, we're still human, you know?
What really counts in each person is inside.
My name is Evelyn Subert, and I'm the co-founder and president of the International Youth Media Summit. And we started this summit in 2006 to bring young people together from all over the world to see how they could use media and their passion and energy to solve some of the most intractable problems the world has to offer. And we had our students at Cleveland High School decide what those main issues would be. They came up with poverty, violence, discrimination, environment, health, women's rights, and youth empowerment. And those are the 7 issues that every year we address. Students from all over the world come, they meet in issue groups, and they develop a public service announcement together that talks about what the problem is and what they see as the solution for that. And they'll talk about how they, as media makers, can actually impact other people in their generation. Another purpose of the summit is to bring students together from different cultures, from different religions, from different social economic backgrounds, to bring them together so they become friends. It is such a powerful, effective tool to creating understanding.
I love meeting people. It's the best, one of the best experiences that you can have, especially because then you get along with some people really good and you think, wow, that's so cool. It's like we have the same brain.
You're working with each other, you're hanging out, and you're sharing ideas, and you're making really amazing experiences.
Here in the summit, what we do is actually gathering groups and get into each other's head. How do you work? How do I work? What can we do together? We have different backgrounds. How can we combine them?
I'm interested in like different systems in different countries, and it's interesting to compare what we hear, like what someone from Europe hears on the news about, for example, America, and then ask you guys, what do you think about your healthcare and your gun laws and stuff like that? You know, it's presented as a really horrible thing. How is it in reality? Or I go to someone Swedish and I say, your system seems so wonderful from outside. Is it really that good, or is it just, you know, people bothering around?
You don't have to guess how is it in that country and that country. You can just ask, and we compare each other's countries.
There are many people from other countries, and they discuss from their mind, and they maybe occasionally there are some fights. If we don't have the hard time, we cannot be close friends.
During the years, we have seen a lot of conflicts and arguments and culture smashing into each other, lots of different views of thinking about the issues and so on. When they leave, they have learned something from how to solve conflicts and how to negotiate and how to be diplomatic and how to learn and to address other cultures.
And even though we have different opinions, you plant like a seed of understanding.
The way everybody addresses each other, I think that is a very warm atmosphere.
You're with someone like for 10 days, but you're becoming a family, and that's really fascinating.
We are a family. I mean, when we meet each other, it's actually like we are a family. I like to meet new people, and even, you know, when you get to know someone, it's so nice to meet them again.
I have never nowhere else found a chance to meet people from LA, Japan, Nigeria. I mean, I see all the globe in one city for 12 days.
In 1966, Robert Kennedy spoke to students in South Africa. He said, "Youth today are the only true international community. Our answer is the world's hope. It is to rely on youth. It is young people who must take the lead." In 2012, in Belgrade, Serbia, the ancient modern city, young leaders from all over the world gathered to respond to the challenge, Shape the Future, at the 7th International Youth Media Summit.
Belgrade is open, friendly, and good place for meeting of people from different countries. In the European Union, it is one politic to support young people to use their human rights and to use media space like platform to express their wishes for the better future, to promote what really young generation like to do in the future, and to encourage with media messages decision makers, not only in Serbia, in all around globe, to change a little bit their politic, to accept opinion of young people, to use this huge energy we have on the globe, energy of young generation.
Through media you can share your ideas and your thoughts with small steps, like Summit and like working websites, blogs, sharing videos, sharing pictures, sharing animations. I think we can change a little bit, because people doesn't know that was young people who did that video. They don't know. They see the videos, oh, it's good, and in the end, oh, it was a young people. Oh, maybe they have the power and strength to fight for the rights.
I've seen how Facebook and different media outlets can be so influencing all over the world with government and revolutions and all different things. Media was what brought that power to the people.
When you become the media, you can send your own messages, and I think that's really important, because maybe sometimes you don't like what the media is presenting, but becoming the media gives you the power to present something that you believe in, that you are fighting for, that you think that is right.
I believe if young people really put their minds to it, they do have the power, and if we really are motivated and passionate about something, it is very possible, especially through the use of media, to create a difference. I want to be a physician, I want to be a surgeon, and it's just such a great thing having the power to heal and giving someone their life to live and do with it what they want. And that's just the greatest honor and power for me, and that's why I was really interested in working with people in the health group and seeing their parallel or conflicting opinions about the health world. Not everyone is granted the same amount of care, and I'm kind of bothered by that, because I think that everyone deserves good health care, and that has also influenced me in becoming a physician, because I want to help as many people as possible. And that also influenced me with the movie, because that was a main topic of our film, of people who just don't have the means to get what they need to survive. And it shows the great importance for transplants and for people to become donors just in case, or just even to donate blood is a great thing. And it shows that those people that can't get them and that are on registries for such a long time, they do turn to the black market, and it's just a big whirlwind of terrible events that can happen.
What is the thing you see, what is the thing you hear, and what is the thing you feel when you hear poverty?
In every case, in every opinion, we know what is poverty, but what we can do about it, I don't think that is a good idea to put appel on the government, and the government fixed all that stuff, because in our history, government never solved that stuff. Okay, we have some people who get richer and richer, and some people who always get So, on our example, we could do something and film that to give something to someone.
I live in Crete. It's a small island in the Mediterranean. There's not much poverty there, but if you go to the capital, if you go to Athens, there are like 4 million or 5 million there. The percentage of homeless people and poverty is much higher. I have seen poverty around me every day.
I'm thinking of one thing that really touched me. The first year I was here, there was one, he was maybe 3 years old or younger, and he was standing with just a sheet or something. He didn't have regular clothes. It was dirty, and he was so like skinny. He was just bones, and his eyes. I can still remember his eyes, his look at me, and it was so. I mean, I didn't believe that I was going to change so much because I had an experience with this. I mean, I have changed a lot, and now I see life in another perspective, and it has really impacted my life a lot when I'm at home and when I'm here.
Do you know what it's like to fall on the floor? Cry your guts out till you got no more. Hey man, now you're really living. Have you ever made love to a beautiful girl? Made you feel like it's not such a bad world? Hey man, now you're really living. Now you're really giving everything, and you're really getting all you can. Now you're really living what this life is all about. Well, I just saw the sunrise over the hill. Never used to give me much of a thrill. But hey man, now I'm really living. Do you know what it's like to fall on the floor? Cry your guts out till you got no more. Hey man, now you're really living.
I'm really happy with the film that we made. The message is really strong, so I think it was really good. We had like people from Serbia and people from China all together, and they were sometimes speaking in their language, and it was difficult to get along. But using English and communicating for days can change people, and it was really good. Since I lived in New York when I was little, like in elementary school, I was told that since I'm Japanese and you're different, I didn't get like bullied, but I was told I was different. When we see people who are gay, we don't say anything and we just accept it, but we look at them really inside our heart. We sometimes feel, oh, they're different. And I think the little thought in each of us really discriminates them and they feel bad. Discrimination is really bad and it shouldn't be anywhere in the world.
Idea the amount of different nationalities that were going to be here. And when I came here, it was very surprising and exciting too. And just talking to everybody, hearing about all their different experiences, I started to get really excited about incorporating everybody's different viewpoints into our public service announcements. Well, my dad has always, as a kid, we always have gone hiking, and he tries to expose me as much to the natural environment, although we live in the big city of Los Angeles, which when you go up to a viewpoint, you're constantly overlooking the haze, going over the San Fernando Valley, all the way out to the Santa Monica Beach, and I always kind of hated it, and I wanted to just see the clear view to the ocean without having that block of the haze. It made me question a lot how we affected the environment.
I acted in environment film. Environment is a really important issue to me because I'm quite big nature lover. I just try to give back to nature what it gave to me, you know. I try to find ways not to pollute as much as I can.
With abortion, you never know what kind of a person you just prevented from being born. Yes, it is not considered a murder because embryo doesn't have conscience yet, especially at that stage, but you never know. Maybe you just made the world poorer for another Einstein or another physicist or a brilliant scientist. You never know.
Sometimes a woman with drug addiction gets pregnant. She can have a kid without brain. That can happen. You know that? Imagine a kid without brain, and she have delivered the child, he can survive like 1 year without brain. Imagine like with what is to suffer. See a mother that. A kid without brain that cannot think, cannot smile, cannot move just like that, like a vegetable. Do you think it's fair for the kid and for the mother?
I've experienced sexual harassment in the streets. I've never been really girly in like ever. Like for example, in my class, I was the only girl of 30 people, but I felt almost equal all the time. But in a way, it felt like I have to struggle twice the times as much as everyone else to like prove that I can do this as good as any guy.
The message from our movie is like pretty clear and strong, because nowadays the youth in the whole world is like overusing the internet, especially the social networks. It's a really big problem that we are talking about, because even children are obsessed with internet, and they are not developing in the right way, you know, and there are the violence games and violent behavior.
So like I've heard the argument that when you play video games, you get anger out, so it's in a way better because you don't take it out on other actual real people. But at the same time, I just think that's really sad if that is the way it is, that you have to get that anger out on people.
I don't think it's the best thing for children that age to play video games, to learn how, you know, to kill. And
video games do have ratings, you know. The ratings are rated M for mature, you know. It's like, it's your choice. So it's just like, we shouldn't blame so much the media, but we should, it's more like parenting. It's like saying I'm fat because of McDonald's.
The concept is the video games are probably, I play a lot of video games. It's more of a problem for children or adolescents at the age of between, for example, 15 and 18 to play aggressive video games than it would be for a child. Because a child that is too young does not have a concept of that in their mind. They cannot recognize it. And to them, that is just another fantasy, like a fairy tale would be.
It's like the most important issue, the youth issue, because, you know, on this summit we are all youths, and like we are creating something, we are aware that we can create something more. But when you know that you can change something, then you're like, then you're trying to change something and to reach some kind of self-accomplishment and to make a better future, you know, for the youth that are coming, and to show them that they can change also something.
summit has given birth to many important collaborations across borders. Swedish and Serbian delegates started Creative Force Balkan. These media workshops on human rights brought together the children of former enemies from the Balkan Wars. The workshops also fostered some unexpected friendships.
I met Dragana first time in July last summer. That was in Prizren, Kosovo. It was a workshop. She came up to me. I noticed her beauty, you know. It went through everything.
Last year, my English is not really good.
And we talked, tried to talk. She had only body language. I found out that she was a professional dancer and she could dance almost everything, also like street dance and so on.
When I was born, I cannot walk, so my parents put in hospital. But doctor tell she must be here in the 3 months. My parents never come back me.
She sent me her very special messages on Facebook because she always like 1 word or 2 words and then send. I got 70 or something, 70, 75, and it was her story. And about being an orphan, being abandoned, with so few words. It was like an ocean.
At the orphanage, Dragana was abused. She was sent to bed without dinner. She was forced under showers of cold water. She was locked in closets. She lived in constant fear of the beatings, beatings with a belt, beatings with wooden spoons, beatings with hangers. Touching meant pain, and violence was a part of her everyday experience.
She's very afraid of touching, and she has said that she don't feel comfortable. She's afraid. She has been beaten up so many times.
But now I want to speak for violence. Tell people it's not great if you do violence from people, other people.
Something that she said to me a few days ago, "May I kiss you?" And when I was sitting and she was passing, "May I kiss you?" And yes, she did that. She is among friends.
You know, I want to show people what I feel, and maybe people have feelings, and then people can some change in your life. This is my goal.
Yes, this is what we have been waiting for, me personally, to be in a context of international people. We have to write a story. We have to make history and write and describe history.
I'm here for third time. We have 2 girls from Japan and their teachers. They came again, 18-hour flight. Why? Because it's great.
The summit actually helped me a lot in knowing myself and building opinions and breaking prejudice and strengthening will and discipline.
We're talking about positive energy and that you can feel it in this summit.
Every year, when I go back to my country, I feel a little bit different. It may be because of this 1 minute film we do every year. It has changed me. If the environment group makes a film about throwing the litters, I will go back to my country and really grab the litter and throw it in the garbage.
it's really cool to make a difference. You feel like it's one of those things that you actually have the power to do, and you don't have to really make a huge effort. And it's those little things that it's empowering.
Then I try to inspire other people in Sweden to get this like whole thing we have here. We went to a school with young people from our workshop. They developed their own ideas. It was great to see them working together, and they really had great ideas.
And I continue because I can see what benefits there are from all the different people and different projects that are going around between the summits.
Lots of youth are participating and becoming aware that they should really be a part of something bigger and make some bigger changes.
While I'm on the summit, I have a good feeling that I'm actually doing something really good.
I'm a person who goes after opportunities, so I would encourage everyone to grab this chance and just come to see. I mean, he has nothing to lose. It's 12 days. It will change you. I mean, there's no way that you can go to an island for vacation and swimming and all this stuff and it will be the same.
We have a very international group of young people with totally open mind. It's very important to build new generation. I believe that some of them will be one day decision makers, and that they will be the best possible support for developing a better situation in the globe. I know that it's impossible to stop wars, and it's not possible to make poverty disappear, or to everybody has the best possible health system, but they will do something to help.
I can speak out in front of many people, and I realize that the summit makes me so strong and makes me grown up.
Each time a man stands up for an ideal, or acts to improve the lot of others, or strikes out against injustice, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope. And crossing each other from a million different centers of energy and daring, those ripples build a current which can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance.